Right, let's move on to our next. He was supposed to be top of the bill, but at least he's getting on the card. David Oliver Joyce is coming up. Here's Mark Burgess.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the ring from Aguascalientes, Mexico, Arturo Lopez.
Well, there's about 50 Arturo Lopez's boxing right now as professionals across the world, particularly from that part of the world. But this fella, the Mexican from Aguascalientes, comes here with 5 wins from 12 so far. No knockouts on his record, but he's the opponent and gives us an opportunity to get David Oliver Joyce out and on this bill.
And ladies and gentlemen, from Mullingar, County Westmeath, David Oliver Joyce!
David Oliver Joyce then making his way to the ring. He was supposed to, of course, be topping the bill against Ronnie Clark, who had a hand injury, and unfortunately that one got pulled. That was going to be an IBF European title. It would have been a really intriguing one, of course. Zelfa Barrett found out how tough Ronnie Clark is. And David Oliver Joyce at the stage now. He's watching 31. Barry, he's at a stage they probably want to move him into the biggest fights they possibly can. He's not bothered if the Clark renegotiation happens or not.
No, I think for me he's one of the fighters where doesn't care who he fights. He's 31. He's had a gulf of experience in the amateurs. He wants to move on quickly, and I think he would fight anyone. I think he's that sort of character.
Our next bout is an 8 3-minute rounds international contest in the lightweight division. Firstly, in the red corner, with a record of 5 wins, 4 losses, 3 draws, weighing in 9 stone, 5 pounds, 6 ounces, and tonight he wears the yellow shorts, hailing from Aguascalientes, Mexico, Arturo Lopez! And across the ring in the blue corner, a man with an unbeaten record of 7 wins, 6 of his victories by way of knockout. At yesterday's weigh-in, he also scaled 9-5-6. And tonight, he wears the green, white and gold shorts. Please welcome, from Mullingar, County Westmeath, Ireland, David Oliver Joyce! Your referee is Mr. Paul O'Connor of Irvine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 8 3-minute rounds.
So an opportunity then for David Oliver Joyce to get a run out to get paid. Listen, importantly too on this bill, and you wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of a frustration to be taken out here tonight on Arturo Lopez. As Barry said, stacks of experience in the amateurs. Won a European Union title a few years back. Already 7-0 with the 6 stoppages.
He's technically very good, Nick Joyce. You can see it now. He stalks his opponent.
Yes.
All clean punches looking to land. We'll go around his work quickly, but we say this all the time. Doesn't rush anything.
Oh, lovely body shot there as well. Left hook from Joyce. And he got on that Frampton Donaire bill back in April. A round 6 victory that night at the SSC, the old Odyssey. But that's exactly the right phrase, Barry. It's sort of stalking with intent, and there's something really clean and clinical about everything that Joyce does.
Well, what he does with that front foot, and I'm not saying he's like Canelo or Golovkin or Kovalev or anything like that, but they use that front foot to put you under pressure, so they force you to throw when you don't want them.
Oh, he went for that left hook. He clocked it the first time, missed with the second. I think Lopez took it well. He's not rushing anything, but there's sort of a little bit of a mission here from Joyce.
Well, again, I say, he puts that front foot in the centre of your stance, makes you feel a bit panicky under pressure. That means you can regulate your breathing, but he's always in control, looking for you to make a mistake.
A couple of crunching body shots. The left hand was okay, the right hand was even better. There it goes again. He is not hanging around Joyce. He's putting Lopez under a lot of pressure.
He's working the body well early as well, which is good.
Very early.
Getting that groundwork in early, just in case it starts going down the stretch a little bit this fight. Good shot.
He's building up momentum already, Joyce. Looking good.
Lovely left hand.
With a bit of a grimace out. Lopez knows he's in for a hard night.
Nothing's bone crunching with Joyce, but it's all punching through the target.
Sharp. The punches are short
Yeah, they're
too.
sharp, but he's aiming for the back of your head without loading up. He's punching right through the target, so they're weighty shots.
Really clinical start that from Joyce. Could have been forgiven frustration coming in here tonight, as we said, but he really did go about his business professionally in that first round.
He's been around, just been in an amateur setup at the highest level for so long. Things change all the time. Different opponents, you moved up and down the bill, so turning the professional rank, and the same thing happens. He'll be used to that. It won't phase him at all. Change of opponents won't mean anything to Joyce. But he boxed well. That's controlled. Put this kid under pressure. Lopez under pressure early, and boxed nice and relaxed. Landing some heavy shots without really loading up too much.
Barry said loads of experience. That European run took him to go. That he actually beat Dennis Ceylan along the way.
Oh wow!
And of course he got to the Olympic Games in Rio as well. He went out to a former world champion, actually, Albert Selimov, who was Russian when he won the world championships. So he sort of changed allegiances. So he was in deep, I think it's fair to say. And here he is as a pro, unbeaten in 7 so far.
Well, a lot of these big tournaments, you've got to be good, obviously, but it's the luck of the draw. You get the right side of the draw, you get into finals and winning bigger medals.
I think he realises, Lopez, he's going to have to throw something back, and he's trying to do that early in this second round.
Well, at the minute, in Lopez's career, he's got more wins than defeats, so he'll still be trying to be quite competitive if he can. He might not be good enough, but you still think you'll have pockets and moments where you'll try and have a little bit of a go.
And he went 8 rounds, lost on points back in July, last month actually, Lopez. So he should be fit. It's a question of how much he can resist Joyce, I think, on what we've seen so far.
Well, I think the important thing for Joyce is trying to get this kid to throw back, because that's when the gaps will appear. Otherwise, he goes into his shell, and as good as Joyce is, once they close shop, it's hard to penetrate, and you beat him up, but you're not going to get the conclusive finish that you would hope.
Yeah, and I think ironically Lopez realises he's got to show something by throwing his own punches back, so whether that works against him or not.
Oh, that's nice from Joyce there. Jab, just took a little half a second, look for the gap for the body shot.
Just missed with that right hand. He kept his shape beautifully up close.
Must have been watching Kieran Smith earlier there with that right uppercut.
Well, you could do worse than what we saw in those 6 rounds. That's the main inside the fundamental. Oh, another lovely body shot. Did he hurt him with that left hand?
And he's done a big wide right hand as well, so he takes all the focus away from your body, especially from the left hand side. Must bit low there with those body
Yeah, a
shots.
couple of them just string. Look, fair play to Lopez. He's not made much of that.
Just not giving him a second's rest as he to compose himself. Is Joyce on him all the time. Yeah, Lopez is coped with the pressure quite well. Give him his credit. I just feel that too much pressure without a few feints or without trying to encourage Lopez to fire back. He will just go into his shell and look to survive.
Yeah, particularly if he can get through another couple of rounds. It's getting harder though. He's gritting his teeth. He really is sort of biting down Lopez and trying to fire back, trying to fight back. He's showing some attitude, but it's getting hard in there.
It's getting hard for him, but I don't think he's under any pressure or wilting yet, Lopez, for sure. I think all that Joyce needs to do, he needs to try and pry that defence open, and also when he does get him back to the ropes, he start moving around the tag a little bit, not going back in straight lines. Just allows the kid just to maybe walk off the ropes a little bit. Bit more pressure, but going to the side and working away.
It's a good nickname for him, actually, isn't it? The Punisher. It does kind of fit with his style, the way he goes about it. That the stalking, short, sharp shots through the target.
Yeah, it does. I think it's safe to say he's not a massive puncher, the one punch hitter, but the pressure and the combinations and the accuracy of his work will wear fighters down, and he'll get plenty of stoppages, which his records already suggest. And again, like I said in the first round, he punches through the target, so I think they're weighty rather than concussive. Shot.
Rare visitor fighting outside of Belfast, actually, for Joyce. So far, 6 of his 7 contests have come in Belfast, even although he's from Mullingar, of course, west of Dublin. Rare to see those short shorts these days that Joyce is sporting, Barry. Seems to be getting longer and longer.
You like short shorts, don't you, Alex?
I do. I'm a fan. You know, I'm retro. Just missed with that right hand, Joyce. Ooh, a couple of meaty body shots as well. Picking up the tempo again now. Joyce is almost trying to get his head on the chest of Lopez.
Oh, tried it with Lomachenko there. Did you see that there with the left hand? Just trying to pull down the left hand of Lopez and throw a right hand over the top.
No, he just got clipped by the left hook. Not much on it, but as he was pulling away there.
Big body shot there from Joyce. Well, he won that, Joyce. He wants Lopez to fire back. Well, the arms are out. They're not protecting the chin, and that's what Joyce needs, is a little bit of gaps in the defence.
It's not a bad little division as well, bubbling away, isn't it, domestically? Below the guys like Frampton and Warrington, of course. You've got the likes of Ryan Doyle, of course, who's just burst on the scene. Ruthless Ryan Doyle winning that Commonwealth title at the expense of Rhys Bellotti. What a good fight that was.
I was there that night, actually, in the York Hall. Fantastic, mate.
Oh, it was a good fight. Fantastic performance. Oh, lovely body shot there. Again from Joyce.
Good there from Joyce. Just little half steps out.
Conlon, of course, depending on what weight he ends up at.
He ends up a super feather for me.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised.
It's good work here from Joyce. Good work rate as well there from Joyce. Constant pressure. Haven't allowed this kid pretty much a step forward.
And is the body assault being the most impressive part of it, or just the way he's kind of pressured and manoeuvred?
Yeah, the ethics for me. I think his work ethic has been the most impressive.
And actually, Barry, the way he boxes, this style clearly suits him, but it also, he looks like he could do it all night.
Yeah, well,
And I know he's dictating things.
yeah,
but
well, that's important. No, it's not just that. That's so important. That's pretty much all of it. It really is. You're dictating the pace. You're setting out your breathing, so you know when you're going to go, when you're going to put your foot down, when you're not going to put your foot down. It's a lot easier that way. So all these fighters, they're getting nicked. They're not getting punched. So all the ones who are taking punches, like not a mark on them, and all the ones who are not taking shots, end up with cut eyes and
work everything on his jab, pull your hands down.
yeah, Kieran Smith got a little bit of a lump from a head clash in the first round, just maybe a little nick on the inside of the eyebrow, and that right eye, above the right eye for Joyce.
He's dangerous.
Any sense that the pace, the body shots are getting to Lopez yet, Barry?
no.
He's taking them well. He took
Yeah,
that
he has,
left hand really well.
To be fair, the Mexicans in general, unless it's that shot that really just takes your rib out of your body, or if he takes all the air out of your breath.
Hatton Castillo.
Yeah, for the most part, they absorb body punches quite well. They're the ones that wear you down and tire you out.
Oh, the right hand got through. There's a little charge from Lopez. Couple of wild swings from the Mexican, but it buys him some time before normal service is resumed.
Fast hands there from. I was going to say that about Joyce. Maybe every now and again they'll just change the tempo, a little burst of attack, then dig down into like really heavy shots, and just keep up in the dose. So this kid's confused all the time. Can't read any attacks.
Nice right hand, yeah, looped that.
Just doesn't quite have that power to make this kid panic, though. That's the only thing. Doing everything else right here, Joe. He's doing everything right. He's not doing anything wrong, but he doesn't have that natural power just to make this kid panic when he gets hit.
Maybe those little exchanges when they're swinging together, maybe he can just catch him with the left hook while he's punching Lopez. Might just be Lopez. He sort of was grimacing through the first couple of rounds. It might just be maybe he's just getting used to the pain and the pressure.
And that's why you have to change the tempo and the pace and the weight and the speed of the shots, because you can get used to it. You get acclimatized to
Yeah, and actually,
shots.
Stephen Orman's coming up in our next fight after this one. That's the sort of thing he would do. Little flurries, really fast sort of flurries of action.
But also, if you want to change, just hold your feet a little bit more, push off your foot, just get a little more weight behind the shots every now and again. Just change it up and then keeps him guessing.
He's landing with that right hand, Joyce. He's not quite been able to tempt Lopez's defense away, so he lands it absolutely clean.
Takes that step away really well there, Joyce. Just needs to fight, maybe just take a little step with the back foot, let the front foot just slide out a bit so we can just jump back in straight after. Make your miss and then fire back with the right hand over the top.
Lopez just tying him up. A little bit of frustration at the end of that from Lopez. He pretended like he was going to have a cheap shot.
You had 3 minutes to throw a punch, and now you want to pretend to throw a punch when the bell goes.
Yes.
He learned that trick from me.
Well, Joyce having everything his own way. There were a couple of occasions where it's looked like he might just start to break down Lopez with the body shots.
Again, he's doing all the right work. He's digging into the body. Flurries upstairs as well. Again, that front foot pressure, the front foot's constant. Just because he don't have that raw power or raw strength, and he's just had to find a little bit harder to break Lopez down. But he's doing everything right.
Fancy with his style, he'll be in some good fights though. Barry, as he moves up.
Of course he will. He really will. Yeah. You talk about Orman. There's that sort of different style, different-ish, but that sort of way where he wants to get involved. He wants to be involved in the action all the time. Wants to keep it busy throughout the round, 3-minute round. The pace has been very good, and it's all pushed on Joyce's work.
And of course, you're watching him here. There will be, fans back home will be sort of wondering if the Ronnie Clark fight did sort of re-happen, you're sort of visualising Clark, you know, sort of bit rangier, isn't he? Can box from distance.
And Clark's not one of those fighters who gets hit and then covers up first and looks for a way out and then fires back. Clark wants to get hit, he wants to fire back. No, he doesn't want to get hit, but he'll fire back when he's hit.
So would their styles suit each other?
Well, they'll suit each other and also be a nightmare for both, yeah, most definitely.
Whether that comes off or not remains to be seen. But here we are in the 5th for scheduled 8.
Below that left hook to the body there, Joyce. That's moving on the target there. That's the first time he sort of took another step there, Joyce. That's the right idea. Just looking for a different angle, and also when you get to the side, they can't fire back. But it opens up the body for you. Again, trying to do that little Lomachenko thing. And again.
Ooh, a couple of shots coming back. A bit wild from round and about from Lopez, but stirred into action just as there was a bit of creativity from Joyce.
Heads clashing there, but well, I think they don't think there's enough weight behind the shots for Joyce to worry about him either. And he's just shrugging them off. The right hand there from Lopez though.
Ooh, that was just below the belt. Not complained at all, Lopez, has he?
No, not at all.
See how good his footwork is, Joyce.
But again, like all former top amateurs, good judgment of distance. So he knows when he's safe, he knows when he's in range, for the most part.
He always seems really well balanced over his front foot.
Well, he seems over his front foot. His chest might be over his front knee, but he is actually in the centre of his stance at all times. Good right hand there.
Yes, did he hurt him, or was that balance? He follows up with the left hand, and maybe a sustained attack. Another clean shot gets through. Actually, a wobble from Lopez for just about the first time, and we're running out of that at the end of the 5th.
But he did what you were talking earlier. He threw when Lopez was throwing and caught him flush.
Grimace from Lopez as that body shot got through. A little more weedy at the end of this round.
The right hand again there from Joyce.
So he moved off to the side to try and create space for that roundhouse right. It didn't quite work out, but plenty did towards the end of that perhaps breakthrough round.
Well, it's the first time that Lopez looked visibly troubled with a shot, and also the pressure is starting to take its toll. See, it just knocks him off balance. When you see the replay, it just knocks him off balance, but just shows the pressure. For me, he's starting to know the gaps that are appearing. He's starting to struggle with the pace of the fight, I think, Lopez.
And all those body attacks early on in it as well, just planting the seeds. Maybe it's all starting to flower now in the second half of the fight for Joyce.
It's still nice and fresh there, Joyce.
Yeah,
no need to take the gum shield out.
No, he actually, I think it was the end of the first round, Barry. They went to take it out, and he kind of nodded no, shook his head. He was happy and ready just to keep on trucking on. Was that a big breakthrough round? Has the minute been enough for Lopez to gather himself?
You know, that's probably, when you spar, you don't take your gum shield out in between rounds, so it's sometimes a habit. That's why some fighters stand up in the corners, because when you're sparring, you very rarely sit down in between rounds. Good right hand again there from Joyce.
And he's starting this round exactly how he finished the previous one. Right, exactly the right idea.
That's a good little feint there.
Flurry of punches. Tried to measure him there for the right hand. Left hook got through previously. Again, slightly off balance, Lopez, but he is looking frayed now around the edges. And it's pretty relentless. to the pressure from Joyce.
Yeah, that's good from Joyce. That's that little thing we talked about earlier about just taking a step back and then coming firing straight back in.
Nice body shot getting through. Oh, several clean. Yeah, referee's seen enough. Yes, he's got the stoppage. Another stoppage, Joyce. There's no doubt Lopez is furious. He did take 3 or 4 clean shots and the pressure was building up, but you can understand why he's frustrated.
It's a funny sort of stoppage because it's a soft stoppage, let's be honest. The guy's not hurt, really hurt, but he's not fighting back at all for about 2 rounds. So, you know, what does the referee do? You know, at some point you gotta have the kick, gotta fire back, or you gotta say, you know, you don't want to know. You know, taking too many shots and not answering back. But it seemed like a little bit of a soft stoppage, and that because, you know, the guy is not hurt, and that's where the problem lies with that. But I got no argument with it. It wasn't a competitive fight where the guy was in it to win it.
And actually, the perfect sort of tempo. Yeah, the corner are furious. Yeah, they're a bit disgruntled about that. But actually, what was interesting was the reaction of Joyce when he turned away, really celebrated the moment.
Well, he don't care. His job is to win the fight. It's the referee's job to decide, and the judge's job to decide who they thought. His job is just to go about his business, and he did that for me quite impressively.
Did it again. Let's get confirmation of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1:23 of the 6th round, your referee has stopped the contest. He deemed Arturo Lopez was in no position to continue. The winner in the blue corner from Mullingar, David Oliver Joyce.
David Oliver Joyce moves now to 8-0, and that's the 7th stoppage along the way as well. He picked up the tempo in the 5th where he made a bit of an impression, and then he carried straight on into that 6th round and got the job done. And Barry, given it the big top of the bill falling through for him, that was a pretty thoroughly professional performance from him.
Yeah, well, you see he trained for a long hard fight because he's full of energy. The pressure was superb, and he dictated the pace from the offset, and it was a high pace as well. Didn't give that Paul Lopez a second's breath. Landed some tremendous shots, and thankfully for Joyce, he got the stoppage, which I think he was looking for, and he got it. So he moves on now, and hopefully next time we see him in the big fight that he deserves.
Right, well, let's find out what's on the agenda. He's now with Steve Lillis.
David, Barry Jones in commentary said you did everything right. What's your assessment of the performance tonight?
Yeah, I'm happy with the performance. Wasn't the ideal opponent that we wanted, you know, but I trained for 9 weeks in a good training camp, so we prepared for somebody else. But I knew I had the work in there all done, so I was just let it happen on the night, enjoy it all, and that's what happened there, you know.
Was it a case in round 5? You saw he was hurt, he went back to the corner wilting. Did you know then that you had him and the stoppage was coming?
Yeah, we were going to take round by round. Pete says to me in the dressing room, just work on the jab for the first round, head punches, you know, and wear him down into the body, single body shots, you know, because he had a dangerous right hand. I knew then he was tiring with the body shots later on the rounds, you know, and Pete says it was time to take him out, you know.
How frustrating has it been? First Ronnie Clark, 3 or 4 other opponents pulled out on you. What's it like for you when someone says that we're not going to fight David Oliver Joyce? Because I read nobody wants to fight you.
Yeah, they're all avoiding me at the minute. You know, I've only 8 for professional fights, but I've called them all out. WBOs, internationals, whatever they have. I want all the belt. I want the belt, so they know who they are. I've called them all out at this stage in my career, you know, and I'm willing now to have the big fights. I've proved it there tonight that I'm willing to have them, you know, and they, I don't know why they're hiding from me, you know. I'm willing to have them, so let them come on and bring them on to me, you know.
What about some big Irish clashes? Eric Donovan, even Michael Conlan?
Yeah, Jesus, I'd love to have them, you know. We have a bit of a rival in the amateur games, me and Eric, you know, and Mick Collins went away with me, but as he says, I'm willing to fight anybody at this stage of my career, you know. I'm willing to go to the top of this division. I want to go to the top. I've got the best team around me, MTK, Global, Pete Taylor. I've got a great team. I've got Andy here beside me talking to me here all the time, so I've got a great team, and I know I have the ambition to win them belts, get them belts, take them off them.
A couple of great English lads there as well.
Yeah,
Manchester's coming.
We've got Manchester coming up with Frampton and with Warrington. Selford Barrett, he's available. Bring him on, you know. Be a great undercard, you know, to have on the Frampton's undercard, or Frampton's main card. That'd be a great battle to have and get us fighting for a title.
Thanks a lot, David Oliver Joyce. From one man who doesn't avoid anybody to another, the Scottish light middle.